Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with Sharon Bellinger from Belle Seren Salon. Hi, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
And we're so excited to learn a little bit more about you, your history in La Jolla, and your beautiful new salon that you just opened.
All right.
Awesome. So let's dive in. So why did you decide to start doing hair? And you've been doing it for quite a long time.
I know, like 20 years. I mean, for me, it kind of goes back to, it's not even just the creative side, it's just how we make people feel. So I'll never forget the first time that I got my hair done and felt really great afterwards. And to have the ability to turn someone's day around or just make them see their own beauty in the mirror, I mean, that's just, it's a blessing. So that drew me to it. And then I just, I love hair, and I actually am pretty good at it.
And you've been a salon owner for quite some time here in San Diego and also in LA.
Yeah.
So tell us about that journey and kind of the struggles and the challenges, but also the positives that have come from that.
All right. Well, so doing hair 20 years. 5 of those years I was in LA, and I was a stylist in LA. And that was a really cool season too. I always dreamed of being a celebrity hairstylist, and life kind of brought me up there. And so I started over, which was humbling. It wasn't easy because I was crushing it in San Diego and had my brand and everything. And then, I was a little fish in a big pond. And,
Right.
But before you know it, just kind of like head down hustling. And I got my first celebrity and second. And then just, I would say LA is a big word of mouth. There's a lot of trust. So once you're kind of in with certain clients, it just it snowballs. So that was amazing. And I got to do a lot of cool stuff. And, but then ultimately my heart was in San Diego. And so I ended up moving back here and walking away from that and kind of starting over again. And what was amazing is just how many clients from LA followed me down to San Diego, and even still to this day, that was over 10 years ago, I still have people coming down from LA, which is just like the biggest honor.
That's awesome.
And then, so 9 years ago, I opened Belle Seren in La Jolla on Herschel, and it's really cool because I opened across the street from the very first salon I ever worked at.
Wow.
Just coincidentally. And then, just a few months ago, we relocated just around the corner and expanded. We tripled our size. And I think for me, it's just we're continuing to grow our brand and what we're doing. And we were bursting at the seams where we were at. And the opportunity presented itself. And I did what I said I would never do again, which is another full construction project. And so it took a year to open the salon, but now we're in the new location, just steps down from Prospect and Girard, and it's been amazing. I love it so much.
And it's absolutely stunning. I know I've walked by a few times, and just from the photos, it's gorgeous. And it really kind of brings La Jolla to life a little bit on that street, on that corner. And I'm sure as well, a lot of your clients have loved seeing your journey throughout the years, just the expansion. And also it's probably rewarding bringing on stylists to your team and training them and having that mentorship aspect.
Yeah, I'm super passionate about growing people and stylists. And the bigger we grow, it gives me that much more opportunity to do so. It comes with more, more of everything. More is more, but I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. And, at this point, our team is 30, and I still have room to bring on more like-minded people. And, we're kind of like this, sanctuary now, I would say there. And it's so cool because our clients, old and new, come in and they're just speechless. And it feels like you're in a spa, but it's like this energetic environment too. And it's just, for me, it's a dream how everything came out in the space. It's just like everything and more. 'Cause to me too, you don't move your business that's thriving. You don't, and it was good. It was beautiful as it was, but you don't move it and start over again unless you're going to go all in.
Yeah. And really grow and expand.
And make it amazing.
Yes. And I know you've been in La Jolla for quite some time. I know you had your old storefront, and now you have your new location. What makes La Jolla special to you, and why do you love serving the La Jolla community?
When I started working in La Jolla, I was 19. And I grew up on the East Coast. So even just like being in a city like San Diego and with palm trees and the ocean is amazing. But La Jolla is its own, beautiful gem. And for me, I felt a draw to want to try to work there as a 19-year-old stylist where I could have worked in any city. And I felt drawn to it. And luckily I got my first job there. And I would say, in La Jolla, there's just so many different walks of life. You meet a lot of different people and a lot of successful people, but a lot of people also worked their way up. It's like there's the people who were kind of born into that and maybe grew up in La Jolla, and then the people from all over the world who, did big things in their life and then brought their family to La Jolla. And they have really cool stories and humble beginnings. And there's just a lot of fascinating people. I would say also La Jolla is very supportive. As somebody that wasn't a local that came in and now, I've grown my business to what it is. I don't live in La Jolla. I live in Encinitas, and, La Jolla's work for me, but I feel very welcomed by the community, and I just feel like there's a lot of love and it's very comfortable. Like I can't imagine doing it anywhere else.
Definitely. It's so business friendly too, and just the amount of new businesses coming up, the different associations that they have for business owners, and there's a lot of support within the community.
There is, and being in the village for so long, I've watched, it's a constant this, and it's been amazing the past few years seeing how we've been growing, and there's this stability in the village right now that feels really good that I feel like we haven't had in a long time, especially the shakeup with the pandemic. But
definitely.
I feel really proud of that. And I feel like an honor too, as a business owner there, to keep doing my part to level up the village and create that consistency of a business and brand, and not just another business that comes and goes.
To keep the village really thriving and really alive. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. So sorry to cut you off. But if someone is watching this and they want to learn more about you, check out the salon, make an appointment, what's the best way for them to get in touch?
The best way is through our website. It's www.belserensalon.com. We have online booking. You can connect with a salon coordinator. We're Instagram heavy, Belle Seren Salon. I'm at hair.love.sherry. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sherry. Thank you so much for being on the Discover La Jolla podcast this morning.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with Christy and Ruby from the Cormorant Boutique Hotel and Bird's Eye Rooftop Restaurant.
Hi. Hi. Thank you for having us.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. And you have such a beautiful hotel and an amazing restaurant on the top of it. So excited to have you on and to learn a little bit more about the business. So tell us, where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the restaurant? Do we want to start with the hotel?
Let's start with the restaurant. Sure.
Perfect.
Why not?
Yes. So talk about a little bit the inspiration behind the menu at Bird's Eye and what makes it so unique for La Jolla.
Yeah. Well, I think what makes it so unique is most definitely our view. We have an amazing view of the sunset and of the ocean, so definitely use that as inspiration when creating the menu. The sea, we have a lot of seafood on our menu, and inspiration also comes from San Diego and the local farms that we have around and the local vendors as well.
And it's such a beautiful location, like you said, with that gorgeous view of the La Jolla Cove, and just it's such a great location.
It's hard to beat the sunset up there.
Yes, and even though it's a just strictly rooftop restaurant, you hold events, you can do weddings even. So tell us about that.
Absolutely. We hold events. We do buffet style, hors d'oeuvres, cocktail style as well. We've done weddings. We've done wedding receptions. People have held speeches up there. So the sky's the limit, really.
Awesome. Yeah. And what have you been seeing as like your most popular drink item, menu item, or something that someone's watching this would want to come and try?
Well, there's a few, but I think for brunch, one of my favorites is our stuffed French toast. We do a sweet ricotta and chocolate stuffed brioche French toast. And if you're looking for something sweet for brunch, it's one of my favorites. It pairs really well with a mimosa. And for dinner, one of my favorites is our octopus. Comes with romesco sauce, fingerling potatoes, a little chimichurri, and it's crispy octopus. So yeah, I think it's a great appetizer if you're enjoying a glass of wine, something like that.
Sounds so good. You're making me hungry. I need to check out that French toast for breakfast.
Yeah,
You're speaking my language. And you are on the top of the Cormorant Hotel, which is I guess it has a rich history in La Jolla.
Yeah.
And it's recently remodeled. So tell us about the hotel.
Yeah, so the hotel was built back in the 1940s. We have done a full remodel to the property where it's a 26-bedroom hotel with balconies with the oceanside views. We kept some of the original features like the store, which was the only store in La Jolla back in the 1940s. We now sell stuff for your, to go to the beach, like hats, towels, chairs. Then we also sell drinks and some snacks. We kept the original brick as well, which kind of adds a little bit of history to the property as well, but did a full remodel from the ground up. We have some beautiful rooms designed by Greenwell in Black. I might have to cut that.
No worries. We'll make it up.
Greenwood and Black, I think, is the name. So yeah, very, very beautiful rooms that we have. I also wanted to add that we also have happy hour Monday through Friday at Bird's Eye. We have tacos and margarita flights. Those are really fun.
4 to 6, Monday through Friday is our happy hour. And we also offer a cheese and charcuterie board. We have some olives on the menu, so when you're coming to look to relax, that can be definitely a nice appetizer to share with a loved one.
Definitely, especially if you're coming into La Jolla for the day or if you're spending the night at the hotel. It makes it super easy for people to have access to the amazing view and really great food.
Yeah, we actually get a lot of locals that are just looking for a staycation, that live maybe a little bit more inland and they want to be by the ocean because it's a very kid-friendly, the cove is beautiful and there's the snorkeling and all of that good stuff. So yeah, come stay with us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. And if someone wants to check out the restaurant and learn more about the hotel, where can they find that information?
We have an Instagram page, Bird's Eye Rooftop. We also have our website, birdseyeRooftop.com, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah, Bird's Eye Rooftop, Cormorant Boutique Hotel as well. We're on all social media platforms. We have a website where they can book. They can also call the hotel and book directly. And we also offer a loyalty program. So if you come to the restaurant and you're a regular, you'll get all of our promotions and discounts. And, we have fun tiers and stuff as well.
If you're a regular, we're offering a special black card, which gives you special promotions that other people might not get. So,
very fun, very exclusive.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. And if you're watching this, be sure to check out the Cormorant Boutique Hotel and be sure to grab a bite at Bird's Eye. Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with Kim Avant and Chef Jason Nim from the Grand Colonial and 910 Restaurant.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you all doing?
Great, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, we're so excited to have you on and learn a little bit more about the hotel and the restaurant. So I know it has such a rich history in La Jolla. So tell me a little bit about the origins and kind of a little bit of the backstory about the hotel.
Sure. So the Grand Colonial is the oldest original hotel in La Jolla and the only AAA 4-diamond rated hotel in the village. It opened in 1913 and underwent a large expansion in 1928, taking the room count from 22 rooms to 75 rooms at the time. In the last 20 years, the hotel has taken on a number of studio apartment buildings that were also built in the 1920s, and we've taken our total room count to 97.
Oh my goodness, that's so amazing. And I know it has such a rich history too in the village. And 910 Restaurant used to be the old pharmacy. Is that correct?
Correct, yes. So the La Jolla drugstore or pharmacy was next to the Grand Colonial. It was actually the Colonial Hotel and Apartments at the time. Moved into the building when the renovation took place back in 1928. They outgrew us at one point and relocated. And so at that time is when we built a restaurant. It was Putnam's Grill, and then became 910 Restaurant in 2001.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about the restaurant and kind of what you do differently in the village.
Well, the restaurant is, from the beginning, after it was remodeled and called 910, they went with a farm-to-table sort of concept, and then that ran for, I think, a year or so, and then I came on, and then in 2003, so I came on with the same mindset, using local seasonal ingredients and sourcing from, some of San Diego's best producers and whatnot. So as time went on, 2 decades later, we sort of evolved and sort of become a staple in La Jolla. And what we do is really try to focus on seasonality, try to be creative, try to be sort of in the now, I guess, without being too trendy. Really cook good food and provide a quality experience for our guests. And, we've been around now for quite a bit.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. And I know you do a lot of events and special dinners.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
As all chefs and restaurants in the city, we do, whether it's charity events, local events, and, coming up, the Del Mar Food and Wine. So those are things that we try to do to give back, and whether it's, a charity event, a wine dinner, a collaboration with other chefs and what have you. Just try to keep it going forward,
Awesome. Well, being in the village of La Jolla and having such a rich history there, over 100 years, what makes La Jolla special to you, and why do you love serving the La Jolla community?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. So obviously, La Jolla is just such a great community in general. It feels welcoming as a community. I think that is definitely something that our hotel brings to the community as well. Having been there for so many years, we've been part of not only local La Jollans' lives, but many people who've passed through our doors over these years, really just helping to create memories. I personally have been with the company a little over 14 years, and so it's been a huge part of my life. I grew up in a service-oriented family, and so I think that's why I found myself in the hospitality industry. And I really just appreciate being able to, share that with other people, really just try to be of service, now in my role, it's more so to our employees, but also our guests. And so I think that's what really makes it special for me.
Yeah. And I know we were talking too offline earlier that you really do pride yourself on hospitality for the hotel, like attention to detail. So tell us more about that and how you go above and beyond for all the clients walking through your door.
So I think something that is really unique to being a boutique hotel is that because we're typically serving, roughly 100 hotel guests a day, probably about the same in the restaurant, it really allows us to focus on personalized guest service. So getting to know our guests, understanding their preferences, tailoring to their needs, and really, helping to create those memories. I can think of a particular couple that comes to mind. Several years ago, he was traveling to the area to have a life-saving organ transplant, and they happened to be staying with us over the holidays. And so we took it upon ourselves to buy a Christmas tree and decorate it in their room just to bring a little piece of home to them in kind of a concerning time of their lives. And they have been repeat guests for many, many years, up until, for health reasons, the pandemic hasn't really allowed them to travel much. But I had an opportunity to speak with them just a few months ago, and they talked about how, the Grand Colonial will always be part of their family. And so I think it's those experiences, right, that really help to not only set us apart, but make doing what we do every day very rewarding.
Right. You're more than a hotel. You're really a part of
Yeah,
their family.
it's more of a neighborhood restaurant. You know, a lot of the clientele are locals. You know, as it would seem that we'd get a lot of tourists and very seasonal, but the truth and the fact is that it's really local based. You know, we see a lot of the same faces week in, week out. And like Kim was saying, just tailoring our, you know, whatever it is, whether it's a wedding, a business meeting, being able to actually just really hone in on that, you know, so we're really a small, tight-knit hotel.
Yeah,
you know.
no, that makes a lot of sense, and such an amazing hotel, and doing such amazing things for the community as well. And if someone wants to learn a little bit more about the restaurant and the hotel, where can they find out more information?
Sure. So our websites are grandcolonial.com and 9 spelled out dash 10 spelled out.com. I just wanted to mention too, I don't think Jason has shared as much, but just such great food coming out of his kitchen. We have been recognized as the best hotel fine dining restaurant in San Diego, as well as he's earned a Michelin plate distinction. And I think that that's so important he be recognized for that.
That's such a big accomplishment. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, would love to get more people to the restaurant and to the hotel. And if you're watching this, be sure to go to 910 and check out the Grand Colonial. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much, Chef.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with Danielle Barbera from SDI Browse.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. We're so excited to learn more about you and your brand, SDI Browse. So tell us a little bit about your backstory and how you got into it.
So I'm from the East Coast, and I have always had a passion for art and painting. I went to school for painting, so when I came across microblading, it was just something I was really passionate about, because I wanted to learn the technique, because I struggled with eyebrows myself. And so I kind of went down the rabbit hole and just took courses and just really felt like a fire to learn the technique to like give it to other women to make sure their eyebrows just looked as natural as possible.
I love that. And how long have you been doing it for in La Jolla, in San Diego?
Well, I just actually moved to La Jolla recently, the past month. But I've been doing it for about 7 years now.
That's so exciting. Yeah. So congratulations on your move to La Jolla.
Thank you.
La Jolla is such a special community.
It really is.
Do you find a lot of your clientele is coming from La Jolla now that you're there, or are you still pulling from?
Honestly, I have people flying in. I have people from all over. So yeah, North County, downtown, East County, San Francisco, Florida, like people from all over. So I'm excited to network in La Jolla and kind of get in with the community. My daughter goes to school in La Jolla now, so
nice.
It'll be great to like build the brand and start reaching out to the locals.
And you've been doing it for so many years, and you're new to La Jolla. What do you think differentiates yourself among other microblade artists in the area? What do you really pride yourself on with your work, with every client that you see in your chair?
I feel like being a mother, you kind of tune into your kid. And so when I have women that come in like with alopecia, or I kind of read their energy and try to understand like what they're looking for. And I always strive to do the most natural work that suits their lifestyle and what they're looking for. So I kind of just tune into them, listen to their story, and create a brow that works for their lifestyle. So I feel like just connecting with the person and building their trust and giving them something that makes them feel confident and beautiful is like a gift that I can give them, you know? The permanent makeup industry is so incredible. There's amazing artists, and there's different techniques for areola tattooing and scar camouflage and scalp micropigmentation. And I just really wanted to hone down and perfect the natural eyebrow look. So I just always focused on doing it. It's what I love to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, what makes La Jolla special to you, and why did you decide to move your business to La Jolla?
Well, there's an incredible artist there, Taylor, who I look up to. And my daughter just recently went to a school in La Jolla, so I was kind of moving my work there, and we connected and really just, I don't know, our energies kind of match where we're like, you know what, us coming together is really going to make a big difference. And so we kind of connected and collaborated, and I feel like with our two crafts that we could really push the network in La Jolla. I feel like it's such a beautiful place, and people expect a certain service there. And I feel like with our crafts, it'll be really beautiful to give it.
Yeah, no, they definitely expect that higher level of quality, that more attention to detail. And it seems like you give that to all your clients, which is amazing. If someone wants to book an appointment with you, learn a little bit more about your portfolio, your book of work, where can they find out more information?
My website, it's sdeyebrows.com. Or you can find me on Instagram at sdeyebrows, and it's spelled with an I-I-B-R-O-W-S. So yeah, just my website, you can click the call or text or email, and it'll go straight to me. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Danielle, for coming on the podcast. It was such a pleasure having you and learning more about your story.
Thank you.
Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with Daniel from The Lot La Jolla and Central Kitchen and Bar.
Yeah. Hi, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and really excited to hear a little bit more about the very new and different things that you're doing over at The Lot, especially with Central. So why don't we dive in and just talk about the restaurant and the rebrand and what you're looking to do moving forward?
Yeah, no, would love to. And so kind of to give you a bit more history, The Lot is a hospitality company. We've been around here in Southern California since 2015. And the main focus when it was founded was to be the heart of the community, where people could come and have, a wonderful experience for a date night, watch a movie, get a bite to eat, enjoy the coffee shop. And as we've seen the evolution both of social media and the digital presence, we thought that it was essential for us as a company to reposition our restaurants to have their own unique identity. And so that created more of a connection with our customers, and so that people could find it as its own standalone establishment and look for it aside from the place where they can have a quick bite before their movie. And so with that, we relaunched our first restaurant in La Jolla. It's now open, Central. And so the main idea of that restaurant is to have a California Asian inspired cuisine with a touch of Mexican dishes that draw from our heritage, that really people can kind of come to and create that unique experience in our beautiful venues.
I love that. And you're doing a lot of really cool menu items. Like you said, you're rolling out sushi.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that maybe people aren't really used to when they've come to The Lot and they haven't really noticed the restaurant, or like you said, they popped in for a quick coffee, a quick pastry, and then they head to their movies. So how are you changing that up with the different events you're hosting as well?
Yeah, so a big thing that we really wanted to innovate around was rethinking what our offering was, and that really started with our menu. And so for us, trying to go into a different realm, which is, this Asian cuisine, and incorporate sushi items. And as we continue to unravel the menu, we'll be adding on other Asian-inspired dishes. And so, we take some inspiration on trying to bring that to the forefront and be known more as that food and beverage establishment. And with that, we have a special thing that we're working on that still hasn't launched, where we really want to focus on our Saturday and Sunday brunches, and really have an offering that people can come and enjoy that's more of an elevated experience. And some of the other things that we have up our sleeve that we haven't kind of unraveled yet is a version of our taco parties to bring back the community and again enjoy this modern take of what tacos and tequila should actually be.
And it's such a beautiful space too in La Jolla. It's so expansive and definitely a place for the community to really come together. And I know the lot has been in La Jolla for, like you said, since 2015. What makes serving the La Jolla community so special? And I know you have other locations throughout San Diego, California, but La Jolla specifically.
I'd say a couple things. The biggest thing is obviously the community. The community is what makes it really special. And so we've gotten to know a lot of the active community over the years. And so a lot of them are repeat clients. And so that gives us the opportunity to tailor our experience uniquely to them. Aside from that, something that we love is La Jolla has a lot of tourism. And so we do also see a lot of people from everywhere. And so for us to be able to give them a unique experience that they might not have seen in their hometowns always brings us joy. And so we like to always elevate that and try to push for both the best service, the best food, and the best experience, both now whether you're dining with us at Central or you actually choose to come and watch a movie at the lot.
Yes, and people can make it kind of like a night out, or even if they choose to do brunch on Saturday or Sunday, that could be a really great family outing as well.
Yeah, and so a lot of people really like us for their date nights. Part of that is because it's such a big venue that we can really accommodate a lot of people. Whether it's a small party and you want an intimate section, there's a place in the restaurant where you can find that. Or if you're a large party and want to have a version of a corporate happy hour, we can also accommodate that really easily. Something we're also really excited about, is we're going to relaunch our entire menu at some point in October. And so we're really hopeful that that can re-engage the community to look at us as a great place to come and dine, on a weekend or weekday.
For sure. And I know a lot of people in La Jolla, they love when restaurants roll out new menus and do new things. And it definitely seems like you are on the forefront of that. So if someone's watching this and they want to check out the lot, they want to go to Central, what's the best way for them to get in touch, make a reservation, and learn a little bit more about the menu?
Yeah, I'd say so the best way would be you can look at us up on Apple or Google Maps, and that will either redirect you to our Instagram or our website. There you guys can find all the information to either book a table or book an event. We also do function as a pretty large event space that people can use. And so with this new incorporated menu, the idea is to also elevate that experience, whether somebody wants to host, a cocktail party or, a wedding reception. We've done a lot of different types of events as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on the Discover La Jolla podcast. It was such a pleasure learning more about you and your business. And if you're looking for a great date night out or breakfast, brunch over the weekend, be sure to check out Central and head over to the lot.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.